Over 24 keyword abilities, keyword actions, ability words, and unnamed mechanics return in Ravnica Remastered. Return to Ravnica. Rejoin your favorite characters and revisit the guilds in all their splendor. After all, there's no place like Ravnica. Ravnica Remastered. Rules, keywords, and mechanics. My name is Jared. I am a level 1 judge, and this is MTG. Before I begin the video, I just want to make clear what this video is not. For any guild-specific keywords like Convoke, Mentor, Dredge, Extort, Spectacle, or Evolve, those keywords have already been covered in my previous videos. So after this video, go ahead and check out my older videos. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because... wow. Alright. Sometimes one card face per card just isn't enough, and that's where split cards come in. Additional options won't fix everything, but they often help. Split cards have 2 card faces on a single card. The back of a split card is the normal Magic card back. Although split cards have 2 castable halves, each split card is only 1 card. For example, a player who has drawn or discarded a split card has drawn or discarded 1 card, not 2. A player chooses which half of a split card they are casting before putting it onto the stack. Only the chosen half is evaluated to see if it can be cast. Only that half is considered to be put onto the stack. While on the stack, only the characteristics of the half being cast exist. The other half's characteristics are treated as though they don't exist. An effect may create a copy of a split card and allow a player to cast the copy. The copy retains the characteristics of the 2 halves separated into the 2 halves as the original card. See Rule 707.12. In every zone except the stack, the characteristics of a split card are those of its 2 halves combined. This is a change from previous rules. Each split card has 2 names. If an effect instructs a player to choose a card name, and the player wants to choose a split card's name, the player must choose one of those names, and not both. An object has the chosen name if one of its names is the chosen name. The mana cost of a split card is the combined mana costs of its 2 halves. A split card's colors and mana value are determined from its combined mana cost. An effect that refers specifically to the symbols in a split card's mana cost sees the separate symbols rather than the whole mana cost. For example, Assault and Battery's mana cost is 3 generic red-green. It's a red and green card with mana value of 5. If you cast Assault, the resulting spell is a red spell with a mana value of 1. Another example, Fire and Ice's mana cost is 2 generic blue-red, but an effect such as that of Gigantha the Wellspring sees that it contains the mana symbol 1 generic twice. Additionally, if an effect, such as Spellseeker, allows you to search your library for a card with a mana value 2 or less, you can't find Fire and Ice. A split card has each card type specified on either of its halves, and each ability in the text box of each half. The characteristics of a fuse spell on the stack are also those of its 2 halves combined. See Rule 702.102, Fuse. Note: no split cards in Ravnica Remastered have Fuse. If an effect allows you to cast a spell with certain characteristics, consider only the characteristics of the half you're casting. For example, if an effect allows you to cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 2 or less from among cards in your graveyard, you can cast Research this way, but not Development. All 10 Shocklands, originally from Ravnica blog, return in Ravnica Remastered. Unlike most dual lands, these lands have 2 basic land types. It's not basic, so cards such as Open the Gates can't find it, but it does have the appropriate land types for effects such as Rootbound Crag. If an effect puts this land onto the battlefield tapped, you may pay 2 life, but it will still enter tapped. The 10 Guild Gates, a cycle that debuted in Return to Ravnica blog, also return in Ravnica Remastered. The subtype Gate has no special rule significance, but other spells and abilities may refer to it. Gate is not a basic land type. Ravnica, the City of Guilds. From deep catacombs to sky-raking spires, Ravnica is covered in countless layers constructed over thousands of years. Lofty cathedrals, hulking courthouses, towering apartments, sprawling tenements, and cobblestone plazas spread as far as the eye can see. In this teeming cosmopolis, 10 guilds vie for power, wealth, and influence, held in an uneasy peace by the magical force called the Guild Pact. But the Guild Pact doesn't prevent the intrigue, subterfuge, and political machinations that are a hallmark of Life of Ravnica. The Living Guild Pact is not responsible for the fate of those who are arrested by the Azorius, beaten by the Boros, dodged by the Dimir, grossed out by the Golgari, gored by the Gruul, imploded by the Izzet, outwitted by the Orzhov, rousted by the Rakdos, subsumed by the Selesnya, or sickened by the Simic. Join or leave the guild at your own risk and get caught up in guild politics at your own peril.